शर्मा की अच्छी चॉइस है।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छी चॉइस है। बहुत समय से शर्मा जी संभाल रहे हैं अमेठी को। 99 से जब पहले चुनाव का संचालन हमने किया था तो हम दोनों ने साथ में किया था। अमेठी का हर गांव के हर गांव को जानते हैं, गली को जानते हैं। बहुत अच्छा रहेगा,
बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। केएल शर्मा हर गली हर गांव को जानते हैं, इस बार प्रियंका गांधी वाड्रा has said. In fact, Rajdeep, she was the first to react to KL Sharma's the candidature from Amethi. In fact, we'll just go back to Rajdeep in a second from now. Listen in to what Priyanka Gandhi said.
शर्मा की अच्छी चॉइस है।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छी चॉइस है। बहुत समय से शर्मा जी संभाल रहे हैं अमेठी को। 99 से जब पहले चुनाव का संचालन हमने किया था तो हम दोनों ने साथ में किया था। अमेठी का हर गांव के हर गांव को जानते हैं, गली को जानते हैं। बहुत अच्छा रहेगा,
शर्मा की अच्छी चॉइस है।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छी चॉइस है। बहुत समय से शर्मा जी संभाल रहे हैं अमेठी को। 99 से जब पहले चुनाव का संचालन हमने किया था तो हम दोनों ने साथ में किया था। अमेठी का हर गांव के हर गांव को जानते हैं, गली को जानते हैं। बहुत अच्छा रहेगा।
All right, Rajdeep continues to be with us. Rajdeep, that is Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's first reaction. That KL Sharma is the man on the ground. He knows this area. Chappa chappa जानते हैं, हर गली हर गांव को जानते हैं, is what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has said.
That is true, and I said this to you earlier, Sneha. I remember covering an election here in 1999 when Sonia Gandhi first contested from Amethi, and we had done a campaign trail with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. And at that time, it appeared that the only person who really knew Amethi within that Congress structure was KL Sharma. He was the one who was virtually guiding both Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra through Amethi's gullies. So yes, she's right in that sense. But the question is, did the Congress want to make this a high-profile contest by putting up some bigger leader against Smriti Irani? Or have they chosen to keep this a contest under the radar and say, look, this is just one of 543 constituencies. We're not going to give it extra importance. I think they've chosen the second route because they feared that in any contest with someone like Smriti Irani, it's advantage Smriti Irani. She becomes then either the giant killer, all the attention is on her, on Amethi. And they've chosen, we keep reiterating, the safer route with Rahul Gandhi going in for Rai Bareli and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra choosing not to contest at all. Now, the challenge is if Priyanka Gandhi is not contesting at all, is she in a position to really do what she's claiming she will do, which is handle both Amethi and Rai Bareli? And again, these are only two constituencies in the country. The problem the Congress has is there are several hundred, there are at least about 180 constituencies where they are in a direct fight with the BJP, and they lost a majority of them in 2014 and 19. So unless the Congress can recover lost ground in their direct battles with the BJP, it will be advantage BJP. And can Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who led the campaign in Uttar Pradesh, compete with the Yogi Adityanath here? I rather doubt it. Yogi Adityanath is a hugely popular figure at the moment across Uttar Pradesh, and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, I think, knows, she's being pragmatic about the fact that she can't challenge Yogi Adityanath across Uttar Pradesh. She's saying at least these two constituencies she will focus upon. But her task really will be to go across UP. We are told 3 p.m. today she will be in Fatehpur Sikri, a seat where the Congress is sensing some opportunity. We are told tomorrow she'll be possibly in Gujarat. So she's got a packed schedule of travelling across the country. And the Congress, because it lacks star campaigners, is relying on Priyanka Gandhi Vadra really to draw in the crowds for them.
That also brings me to my next question here, has got to do with the kind of disadvantage that KL Sharma has had, given that Smriti Irani has been here, has been campaigning for days together. So she's got the head start, hasn't she?
Absolutely, absolutely. She's got a head start. She's filed a nomination a week ago. She's been campaigning aggressively. I had sent her a message. She told me she's on the campaign trail already. She's expected to address a few meetings today and virtually every day. So she certainly has a head start. I think that victory in 2019 gave her the confidence to move ahead, and she's been able to build on that confidence It isn't as if there isn't anti-incumbency in some parts of Amethi, and there is a feeling that a number of people in Amethi feel that they let down Rahul Gandhi last time, but still, Smriti Irani undoubtedly has the head start at the moment. She started off early, and that gives her a huge advantage.
Today's developments, Rajdeep, I can't help but think about what happened in 2014 when Priyanka Gandhi first, when Smriti Irani first challenged Rahul Gandhi from Amethi, lost but stayed put. She nurtured this constituency, didn't she? And then she put up a fight again in the year 2019, which she won. Would have you preferred to see Rahul Gandhi at least giving Amethi a chance once again?
Look, I'm a political journalist who loves to see a fight, so I would have loved to see Rahul Gandhi versus Smriti Irani in Amethi. That would have been a real juicy story. In fact, we are on our way to do this as an elections on my plate in the hope that we would have plenty on our plate if there was a fight between Rahul Gandhi and Smriti Irani. But you make a good point, and I'll tell you this, and I think it's important to recognize this. There was a feeling that the opposition would over the years give a cakewalk to the Gandhis in Amethi and Raebareli. When Smriti Irani first came in 2014 to Amethi, it was a conscious decision taken by Prime Minister Modi and the then BJP in charge for Uttar Pradesh, Amit Shah, that we will not leave any seat vacant, particularly Amethi. We will take the battle into the Congress camp. And that sent out a signal that the BJP was serious about taking the Congress on in Uttar Pradesh. And it worked. They didn't win 2014. But Smriti Irani ran a relatively high decibel campaign at the time, and by 2019 she was ready to take on Rahul Gandhi and defeat him. So I think the BJP, on the other, to the BJP's credit, they've taken every seat in Uttar Pradesh seriously, including Amethi and Raebareli, which until then would be a virtual walkover. Parties like BSP and SP never really fought the Congress in these two seats. The BJP fought them, and they've earned the reward. And Smriti Irani, again, to her credit, has managed to do the seemingly unthinkable, defeat Rahul Gandhi in 2019. Remember, there are two major victories that opposition have had in this part of the country over the Gandhis. One was famously in 1977 when the mercurial maverick Raj Narayan, socialist leader, defeated Indira Gandhi during the emergency election. And then, of course, 2019 when Smriti Irani defeated Rahul Gandhi. These are the only two occasions where a member of the Gandhi family has lost from either Raebareli or Amethi. Otherwise, they've had a series of victories here. And there are question marks over whether the Gandhis have done enough to actually nurse these constituencies. Have they really done the kind of development that you need for a VVIP constituency? And we can argue that this goes back not just now, but to Indira Gandhi's time. I've often come to Amethi and Raebareli and wonder, where is that VVIP effect in this constituency that I see, let's say, when I go to a Baramati, which I was in a couple of weeks ago, where the Pawars have dominated that constituency. I think that is a factor which has meant that the Gandhis are now on the back foot at times in a place like Amethi when they are faced with a very, very strong campaigner in Smriti Irani.
You know, Rajdeep, I also want to ask you, because you said that the BJP has decided, in fact, to always put up a fight against the Gandhis, especially after 2014. That wasn't the case, really, in Raebareli, at least, when Ajay Agarwal was fielded against Sonia Gandhi. He lost by over 3.5 lakh votes, didn't he?
That's right, Sneha, and I think there is a difference between Amethi and Raebareli. You're quite right in that regard. Amethi is where the BJP took the bull by the horns. They haven't been able to do that in Raebareli. Now, why they haven't been able to do that is questionable. Even in this election, in Dinesh Pratap Singh, they don't have that kind of high-profile candidate who can really take on the sort of might, you could argue, of the Congress SP combined, at least in this constituency. So maybe that's the next step. Amit Shah, had he known possibly that Rahul Gandhi was going to contest from Raebareli, might have thought of a even stronger candidate to put up against him. But make no mistake, I can see Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji coming to Raebareli in the weeks ahead, and they will certainly try and make it a fight here as well. But given the kind of margin Sonia Gandhi enjoyed, I think it is advantage Congress in Raebareli. The fact that they are in a partnership with the Samajwadi Party, which has a substantial presence in Raebareli, means advantage to the Congress in this particular constituency.